Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wicked Art. It's Wicked here. Sorry, I took a little break last week. I need to recharge the energy a little bit and just work on some other projects too. But we're back, and today on our Monday art lesson, we're going to talk about redesigning your old work. It's a good practice to see how far you've come, see how much better you're getting, and to throw out new ideas. Okay, so we're going to use this image up here. This is a character I created back in high school, which you can tell by the artwork. I wasn't the greatest in the world, but I love drawing. And I use a little stuffed rabbit called Artemis. So we're going to redesign him and see where I can take him. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of sketch out a circle for the body, or not the body, the head, just so I have a foundation to put things on. The other thing I want to do is just kind of start sketching out different foundations of things. Um, I want to kind of keep some of those same features. So, like with the body just kind of being rounded, because again, he is just a stuffed character. But I may want to change some things to make him look cooler. Um, Again, he is just a stuffed animal, so he's not like, going to have too much features as far as the body shape and like arms and stuff. So like he's not going to be like super muscular or anything. I am going to put those gloves on his hands, and we're just going to keep on designing him out. So like I want to kind of like over exaggerate the hands a little bit is what I'm going for. Um, and we only have those 3 fingers, so we don't have to worry too much. We don't have to worry too much about drawing 5 fingers or anything crazy like that. So the body, and we got the head here. So I'm gonna kind of bring that head up a little bit, and then I'm gonna come off the shoulder here again. And bring that down into the body. And again, the purpose of this exercise is to test yourself to not only see how much your art skills have improved, but whether you can take your former creations and push them, to the next level and really test and see how far you've come, not only in how good you draw, but just your design skills as well. So this image was drawn back in 2000. So yeah, it's kind of showing my age a little bit there. How long ago it was when when I drew that. So yeah, I was in high school in 2000. I would have probably been in the 11th grade. So I would have been a junior. I mean, my art skills were pretty, I would say, decent at the time. With drawing characters out of my head, I was probably not as skilled as I was with characters that I knew. So, like, if I wanted to draw like Goku, from Dragon Ball, it was a lot easier for me to make it look how I wanted because I had a reference to pull from, to where, if I'm doing, something like Artemis, I kind of struggled to find, the right balance for design and things of that nature. So again, we're just going to kind of increase the size of some stuff here, like for the boots. And maybe we could see like some slight foot impressions here. Right, so I'm just kind of building out structural wise what I want this character to look like. And that's why we're staying loose and sketchy. And again, relative to size to a human, he was really kind of tall, tiny. I mean, he was legit like a stuffed animal, but of great importance. He was supposed to be part of an intricate system of which he had, brothers and sisters. There was two other stuffed animal rabbit things created, and they were part of a system that can kind of control the future Earth. It was like part of something in the past that kind of changed the structure of the planet and made it what it is. So now I'm going to kind of come in here and we're going to put the hooded part right in here. Okay. And then I can use this head kind of shape out that part of the hood and make it a little bit bigger as far as width goes. So I'm just going to kind of pull that out. And then we would want some little bit of overlapping here. And for now, we're just kind of going to shape the head with the hood. The thing was is not knowing what the inside kind of looked like. So we'll bring those ears down. So yeah, there's big floppy ears on there. So I want to kind of have that overlay. And what I can do is I can go ahead and start clearing it out. A lot of that sketchiness in there. Okay. And then I can kind of come down off Get the rest of the ear that way. Let's try even this out a little bit more. So I'm just going to take that back. All right. So now that I have that, I can kind of build that face up. Okay, so I can put his glowing eyes, and that's what these were. They would just glow a yellow color. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and we'll refine. Because I'm trying to find that balance between, you know, the cartoonyism of the original drawing, but also to make it look a little cooler. So I'm not going for like some stellar, you know, super detailed, realistic image. We're going for something that's cartoony, based within the same thing, but it'd give him a little bit more of a standout look. And even though he seemed unassuming, he would have been, you know, this is supposed to be a animated cartoon that I was gonna do, but never really fell through on following through on that dream. But what he would have done in the show is he would have like little bouts where his programming would have gone out of whack, and he would have just went on a rampage, you know, fighting whoever was there, kind of helping out the person he was with. Because there was a kid that kind of discovered him and became his friend, and he kind of paired with him and partnered with him to go on this kind of journey to kind of, you know, just discover his own past as well. But yeah, there would be moments when if the kid was in trouble or, you know, he was just being pushed too far, he would kind of go to lack of a better term, like insta-kill mode, and just start whooping up on some folks. So as you can see, I've kind of made the head smaller, so it looks more like a hooded thing. So I'm going to kind of keep that hood design like that. Now, one of the things you saw on the original image up here is I have stitching, right? So I think I went a little overboard with the stitching on there, as far as doing like a you know, cross stitching. This time I think what we'll do is we'll just space it out some more, and instead of a cross stitching, just having a single stitching that goes up the ears. So I'm going to try to keep the spacing somewhat even. It doesn't have to be perfect. So we can almost think of it like I'm concepting out what it is. So because we have that curve here and the stitching goes along the outside, and I might be too far. We might need to bring it down some more. But that's why we're only seeing a small portion of the stitching itself. And we'll just take that back that way. So you can see it kind of causes the character to have less of a, I guess it would be like a distraction of design, just from having all of those things like stitching down. And we could do the same I can have some line work there, and then we can have our stitching that goes down the center of the head. But again, we'll just use rectangles. Instead of actual crossing. I'm going to keep this little bit of hood shape that comes over the shoulders. And again, I'm just kind of cleaning up any of the sketchiness so I get more of a final design. Have that kind of go over the shoulders there. And rotate out into the head. Okay. So if you also look at the original image, you can see that the stitching doesn't just, stop there. We have some that goes down the hands and the fingers as well. So we're going to have to try to balance that. Let's knock that back just a little bit. Right there. Okay, so we get that shoulder a little bit more shape. We'll bring the arm down a little bit more straight. Just kind of thin it out some. Go ahead and bring that down into the legs and just kind of clean up around the outside a little bit. Okay, now again, we got these abnormally large gloves. And then we had the stitching that was on the fingers. So again, I'm going to have them more spaced out and go for more of the rectangular shape. Just kind of have that stop at the knuckle. Now we would also see that stitching coming up the other fingers as well. Okay, now one of those things, again as well, is we had stitching going on the side of the hand, down in here. So what we'll do is I want to show a little bit of that stitching going down the thumb. And then what we can do is we can take this split right here, and just run that stitching along the edge there. And then I can come over this other side and get that arm going, as well as the rest of the body. Okay, and come off the shoulder here and go down the arm that way. Now again, I just kind of get the arm and a little bit of shadow where it's kind of overlapping on it. Take that down. Again, right here on the finger. And start adding that stitching in. And kind of close up them legs there. Okay, so again, we can get some stitching right here on the finger. Just taking it up to about the knuckle region. And then just like we did with the other thumb, we want to get a little bit of it up to a point. Again, add a little bit of stitching down the side. Just like that. Okay, so now we want to start working the ear. Down here, again, trying to keep it somewhat even. It doesn't have to be the exact same on both sides. You could have alternating stitching locations, but I'm just going to try to keep everything even for the most part. So I could probably see through the ear right there. And same thing right inside there. Okay, you can continue up. And we'll go up the ear. Another bit of stitching right there. And just kind of have that stop there. Okay. So now we have most of the body done. Let me just come in here. I think we'll stick with that kind of a rounded boot foot. Seems to look okay as it is. Like that. And if you remember, we had stitching on the boots too, running down the front. So we're going to put those back in there. Let's finish that boot down there. Again, I'm just going to kind of clean up certain things. Okay. Now, with the boot, we want to show that roundness. I'm going to kind of curve. Again, making sure that I space out the stitching so it's not too overdone. Like that. And come down here. And we'll come up some more. Now I do want to kind of, don't want that exactly touching that, just so it doesn't look like it runs into the other too much. And then the last thing we had was the stitching going down the center of the body. So we can kind of come out this way. Again, just continue with that rectangular stitch instead. And if you look at the body on the original, it does run all the way up. To the under part of the hood. Okay. So I'm going to go around and make it stand out some more. But while I do that, I wanted to mention that I am excited that we've gained the amount of subscribers we have. It's really cool. I love having as many students as I can get. And remember that this channel is for you. So if you want to see something on these Monday art lessons, Tiny Tuesdays, Fun Draw Fridays, you've got to leave me comments. Help me guide the channel. Let me know what you want to see. Because other than that, I'm just going to keep on winging everything that I do on here. Just kind of making stuff up. And maybe you like that. If that's what you like too, help me out. Let me know. Leave a comment. Be like, oh man, you just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm going to keep on watching. Or, if you want, like that time-lapse video I did with Iron Man on Friday about a week ago. if that's more of what you want, is just that time lapse version, you gotta let me know. I try putting polls up. Don't get too many responses to them, so I really can't tell if that's what people want. But yeah, leave me a comment, especially like on this one. Let me know what you think about the redesign of this Artemis character that I drew over. What we talking, like 20, 21 years ago? Do you think this design is cooler? You think it's better? Do you think it's worse? Let me know. I was trying to go for more of a serious toned cartoon. That would be a little bit more, a little less on the cartoony side. But like I said, just let me know. Your opinion counts too. Art is subjective. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, you don't have to be rude about it and say, oh, you stink, you're terrible. But you can just say, no, man, I like the original design better. Or, hey, you did a great job with the new one. I like it. Just let me know down in the comments. Let's have a conversation about what you liked or what you didn't like, as it will not only help the channel, but also just gives me good feedback on my artwork. And like I said, this character wasn't meant to be something super detailed or overly complicated. But I just thought it'd be cool to just kind of show everyone that this is a great way to see how well you've improved and how far you've come. So when you're feeling lost and don't know what to do, or you just want to see a measure, you're feeling down about your artwork, go back and redraw one of your old works, and you might feel better about yourself. So other than that, that's going to do it for today. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more, leave a comment. Other than that, y'all remember to just keep on sketching, and I will see you in the next one. All right? Bye.